Hey, hello there. Welcome back to a big weather update today. We have a lot of things really. Actually, we have severe weather threat tomorrow. Today we've had a severe wind gust in New Mexico and Las Vegas, which is quite a surprise. And then we have a potentially historic winter storm. Yeah, that's we have a lot of headlines go over, and we're just gonna start it off with the watches and warnings map so we can highlight everything. So you can definitely see winter storm warnings for Washington, Wyoming, Utah, New Mexico, Colorado, Kansas, all of Oklahoma, almost all of Texas, all of Arkansas, then Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Virginia. Ice storm warnings are still in effect for Virginia, actually, in Maryland. And then you have winter storm watches still from Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, and then Ohio. It might even overlap in Illinois. Not too sure about that. Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire, I believe, as well. And then also winter storm warnings for Michigan. It's definitely, and then you can see winter weather advisories: Oregon, Washington, California, Nevada, Idaho, Utah, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Rhode Island, New York, and then Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and then also for portions of North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia. Louisiana and Texas also is under still some areas that are under a winter storm watch, and then also we have wind chill watch warnings. For Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Michigan, and then Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas. Even I wouldn't even be surprised if it stretched all the way to New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, and then Nebraska. There's a lot of overlapping. That's all I need to say. Georgia, Florida, and then also Alabama. You're under a flash flood watch, and you could have a possibility of flash flooding, for excessive rainfall, maybe up to 3 to 4 inches, maybe even locally higher amounts. So I'm going to be entering the winter storm severity index, and you can definitely see that Oklahoma City is under major impacts with extreme impacts in Texas. This is definitely going to be something significant. Maybe in Wichita Falls you see something stretching to the northeast. It's probably going to keep expanding to the northeast. But right now, impacts for Texas is expected to be extreme, maybe around the Dallas area. Like I said, something potentially historic. So this is definitely gonna be quite something to watch and to look at as we enter tomorrow, when it's expected to start to bring heavy snow to portions of Oklahoma, Texas, or bring heavy snow to Mexico, I believe. Portions of New Mexico, anyways. There's a severe thunderstorm warning, and there's Doppler radar picked up heavy snow. But you can definitely see today, this is the day one. We're valid from 0Z onward, and you can definitely see Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico. You're under, even Kansas. If you're in that red, you have a high chance of receiving over 4 inches, and in the green, 40% and 10% in the blue. That doesn't, even though you're in slight risk, does not mean you're not going to receive 4 inches. You have a possibility. And we're going to enter day 2, and this is kind of low compared to what was earlier, but I don't know how to feel. But again, potentially significant but yeah, it's kind of low. Speaking of that, but like I said, you could still receive over 4 inches, even if you're just in the blue or green. And then it stretches to the northeast. You can definitely see there, from Pennsylvania all the way to Vermont, I believe. And because you have a high chance of receiving over 4 inches of snow. And even from Kentucky to Maine could receive over 4 inches. And then we're going to be entering the next thing. And again, you can definitely see something developing around Oklahoma and Texas again. In the northeast, you can definitely see a high chance, a pretty relatively high chance of receiving over 2.5 inches in 0.25 in liquid equivalent distance / snow. So, and then the next thing we're gonna be going is day 5, I believe, and you can definitely see right there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a northern shift over the next portions of the next couple days. Euro is kind of disagreeing about northern path though, and right now there's definitely a lot of changes that will be probably made throughout the next couple days, but this is just a pretty general idea of where you could probably see snow. And you can definitely see with this one, stretches out to the northeast, not a shocker. And right now, you have a 70-90% chance. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an area of 90 or over potentially, but that's definitely gonna be probably much sooner, probably much later, day 4, or even when it gets to day 3, when it doesn't even high chance of receiving over 4 inches. Then we're gonna enter the snow ice, and you can definitely see there moderate risk from Louisiana all the way Tennessee, and it's like even going from Texas all the way to Kentucky. So it's definitely gonna it could spark up some more ice storm warnings potentially though. It's kind of up in the air if there's gonna be any more. So you can definitely see in the day 3, you can definitely see that from Tennessee all the way to Massachusetts. Again, this does not reflect really on the actual forecast. A couple are going over like a 1/4 inch. Not sure whether there's at Boston, I believe, is going over a 1/4 inch for next Tuesday. Through next Tuesday, anyways. So that's not cool. But we're gonna be entering the severe weather aspect. As Florida, you're under a marginal portion, probably already saw some gusty winds from today. Still, it's a stretch still in the air, multicellular event for the next 3 days, and you can definitely see marginal risk there, 2% tornado, 5% wind. Tomorrow, on the other hand, it is a slight risk, and you can definitely see 5% tornado, 15% wind, I believe, and low chance of hail with again multicellular again, probably more scatters to be, and see there you could potentially see a couple tornadoes, maybe even some brief wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. It's not out of the question. And then day 3, Georgia, and even a small portion of Alabama, and then marginal, and also Florida. You could also see some brief wind gusts, maybe an isolated tornado, but right now uncertainty lies behind it. So, I think that basically closes it off. Right now it's just insanity. Tomorrow we'll be coming out with a couple more weather updates. It should be free all day, hopefully anyways, and it's gonna be quite an experience here in TGHQ. It's right now very cold, and tomorrow is gonna be record breaking. So apart from that, that's really it, and goodbye.